Hi, here we are again. How are you? Today we are going to talk about another strategy of learning vocabulary. The strategy is using synonyms and antonyms. Now let me ask you this question before we start. What is a synonym? What is an antonym? Now let's take a look at these two examples. Large, huge are synonyms. So what do you think synonyms are? Synonyms are words that are almost similar in meaning. Now let's talk about antonyms. Tall and short. Tall and short are antonyms. So antonyms are words that are opposites in meaning. Okay, fine. Now let's take a look at more examples of synonyms and antonyms. Now synonyms, for example, huge means very big. Smart means clever. Assignment means homework. Interesting means exciting. Tasty means delicious. Now what about antonyms? Now boring is the opposite of interesting. Patient is the opposite of impatient. Quietly is the opposite of noisily. Beautiful is the opposite of ugly. Now fast is the opposite of slow. Okay? Now, let's do something else. Now, using synonyms to guess the meaning. Let's start with synonyms. Example 1. Let's read the example. Ali didn't do his homework, although it was an easy assignment. Okay. Now, using the synonym here. What is the synonym here? It's homework. Using the synonym, okay, the word assignment in this sentence means we have some options. A, task done at home. B, essay. C, experiment. Or D, lab. What do you think? Of course, it means task done at home. Okay, now let's go to the second example. Khalid has a busy schedule. For me, it is very difficult to do all the activities in such a plan. Okay, now you are going to guess the meaning of schedule. The targeted word is here, schedule. Be careful. Here we have a synonym here. What is the synonym here? It's plan. For me, it's very difficult to do all the activities in such a plan. Now, using the synonym here, the word schedule in this sentence means A, a written list of activities, a book of pictures, a class where we study, or a process of cooking. What do you think? Take a look at the example again. Khalid has a busy schedule. For me, it's very difficult to do all the activities in such a plan. Here we have a synonym. The synonym is a plan. So what do you think the meaning of a schedule? It means, of course, A, a written list of activities. Okay, fine. Let's do the next one. Example 3. Let's read it. I understand the first problem, but the second one is beyond my comprehension. Okay, let's take a look. Using the synonym here, what is the synonym? The synonym is understand, which is in red. The word comprehension in this sentence means, okay, what do you think? Understanding, imagination, vision, sight. Be careful. Let me tell you something. Here, read the sentence again. I understand the first problem, okay, but take care of but. Here we have but. So when we have but, it means we are going to have something different, which is different from understand, okay? So here, I understand the first problem, but the second one is beyond my comprehension. So the meaning of comprehension is, of course, it's understanding. Example 4. What about example 4? Why are you so timorous? I tell you, there is nothing to be afraid of. The targeted word you are going to guess is timorous. Try to guess the meaning of timorous. taking into consideration the word that we have, which is afraid, and afraid is a synonym. Why are you so timorous? I tell you there is nothing to be afraid of. Let's do it. Okay, using the synonym again. The word timorous in this sentence means glad, scared, lost, or curious. What do you think? We have the word afraid, which is synonym. So what do you think? Of course, it means scared. So here, why are you so scared? I tell you there is nothing to be afraid of. It goes with this sentence. Why are you so timorous? I tell you there is nothing to be afraid of. It makes sense. Okay, now let's go to example 5. What is example 5? Now, the Empire State Building, which has more than 100 stories, is the world's tallest edifice. This is a very strange word, edifice. But take into consideration that we have a synonym. The synonym is building. Be careful here. The Empire State Building, which has more than 100 stories, is the world's tallest edifice. We are talking about the same thing, and we have a synonym building. So, using this synonym here, the word edifice in this sentence means, what do you think? A big store, a high building, an old building, a strange building. Try to guess. Okay, of course it's a high building. Why? Because here we have the tallest edifice. Okay, now let's move to another example. Example 6. My friend is courageous. Our teacher also thinks he's brave. We have a synonym here, brave. Let's try to guess the meaning of courageous here by using the synonym. By using the synonym here, the word courageous in this sentence means someone who is selfish, someone who is not motivated, someone who is not afraid of dangers, someone who works hard. Be careful, read it again. My friend is courageous. Our teacher also thinks he is brave. Here we have also. So we are talking about the same thing, brave and courageous. If you know brave, you should know the meaning of courageous here. What do you think now? The meaning of courageous is C, someone who is not afraid of dangers. Let's go to using antonyms to guess the meaning. Example 1. Smoking is allowed in parks, but it is prohibited in shopping centers. Again, smoking is allowed in parks, but it is prohibited in shopping centers. Using the antonym, the word prohibited means not allowed, legal, allowed, permitted. Take into consideration that we have but in the sentence. Smoking is allowed in parks, but it is prohibited. So here we are going to have different thing. Here it is allowed in parks, it is allowed, but it is prohibited in shopping centers. So we are going to have something which is opposite here. Okay, it's the opposite of allowed. So what do you think here? A, B, C, D. Of course, prohibited means not allowed. Okay, fine. Let's go to example 2. What is example 2? Let's take a look. Rashid was happy because of his success, while Sammy was mournful because of his failure. Again, Rashid was happy because of his success, while Sammy was mournful because of his failure. What do we have here? Now, by using the antonym, the word mournful means upset, very sad, happy, or distracted. Be careful. Rashid was happy because of his success. We have here, look here, success, happy. While Sammy, when we use while, we are going to have different thing. We are going to have, let's say, a different idea. while Sammy was mournful because of his failure. Look here, because of failure, what do you think the meaning of mournful here? Of course, it means, what do you think? Upset? Very sad? Happy? Distracted? Of course, it means very sad. Okay, what about example 3? My dad is an experienced driver, but my mother is a novice. She began taking lessons just last month. The targeted word you are going to guess is novice. And we have a word that helps us. It's experienced. It is antonym, by the way. My dad is an experienced driver, but my mother is a novice. We have here also but. So we are going to have different idea, different theme. Okay, using the antonym, the word novice in this sentence means not experienced, experienced, C, careful, or skillful. Again, take care of but. Take into consideration that we have but. My dad is an experienced driver, but my mother is a novice. So what do you think? Novice, of course, means not experienced. That's right. If this is your answer, well done. Good. That's fine. You're doing well. Let's go to example 4. The weather in Alaska is harsh, but in my country it is fine. Using the antonym, the word harsh in this sentence means warm, cool, great, tough. Let's read the sentence again. The weather in Alaska is very harsh, but in my country it is fine. Take into consideration that we have this word, but. If it is fine in my country and we have but here, try to guess the meaning of harsh. The weather in Alaska is very harsh. So try to guess. What do you think? We have 4 options. Try to make a decision. Warm, cool, great, tough. I think it is tough. What do you think? Great. It is tough. Thank you very much. Now, let's go to example 5. Let's read the sentence first. I don't hate movies. On the contrary, I am fond of them. In this sentence, you are supposed to find the meaning of, or to guess the meaning of fond of. Take into consideration that you have this word, hate. I don't hate movies. On the contrary, I am fond of them. Take care that you have, take into consideration that you have on the contrary, okay? Using the antonym here, the word fond of in this sentence means love too much, don't like, hate, or dislike. Of course, it means, what do you think? It means love too much. Okay, let's go to another example, example 6. Let's read the sentence. The last story was exciting, while the first one was dull. You are supposed to guess the meaning of dull. Okay, let's read it again. The last story was exciting, while the first one was dull. Take into consideration that we have while. When you have while, okay, you are going to have a different idea. Do you remember when we talked about but? When we have but, it means you are going to have a different idea. Now, using the antonym here, the word dull in this sentence means amazing, exciting, boring, or scary. The last story was exciting, while the first one was dull. Of course, it means boring. Okay, now let's go to practice. Try to guess the meaning of the underlined words by using the synonyms and antonyms strategy that we have just talked about. Number 1, Jackie was filled with mortification or shame because he didn't pass the final exam. You are going to guess the meaning of mortification, taking into consideration the antonym or the synonym that you have in the sentence. Here we have a synonym. Why? Because we have or. When we have or, it means we are going to have synonym. Using the synonym, the word modification in this sentence means proud, shame, confident, or happy. Try to guess. Jackie was filled with mortification or shame because he didn't pass the final exam. Since we have shame and we have or, so the meaning of mortification, of course, shame. Okay, what about question number 2? Let's read it. The events for the conference were listed in the chronological order. They began with the first event of the day and ended with the closing ceremonies in the evening. Now, using the synonym here, the word chronological, okay, in this sentence means out of order, broken, messed up, in order. What do you think? Taking into consideration that we have began with the first of the day and ended with the closing. Of course, it means in order. Chronological, it means in order. Okay, now let's move to the next example, to the next question. Tara watches the TV continuously or all the time. You are going to guess the meaning of continuously. And we have or all the time. So here we have or, and after or we have a synonym, as we said before. Using the synonym, the word continuously means in the morning, all the time, never, in the country. What do you think? Of course, it means all the time. Okay? Now, what about the next exercise, the next question? Though Samantha's test was partially done, she received a low grade because it was not complete. You are going to guess the meaning of partially. And be careful, we have here the word not complete. Try to guess the meaning of partially, taking into consideration you have this word, not complete. Okay, using the synonym, the word partially means badly, finally, completely, or incomplete. Of course, it means incomplete. That's right. Okay. What about the next exercise or the next question? Although Tom was anxious about the test, Tina was not worried at all. Again, although Tom was anxious about the test, Tina was not worried at all. Using the antonym here, using the antonym, the word anxious in this sentence means forgetful, worried, calm, not worried. So here, take into consideration that we have although. Although Tom was anxious about the test, Tina was not worried at all. When we have although, it means we are going to have two different ideas. So try to guess the meaning of anxious here. What do you think? Anxious, of course, means worried. Okay? That's fine. Okay, now we have something else. We have a quiz. Do you like quizzes? Okay, let's try to do it. I'm not going to do it with you now. You are going to do it as homework, okay, as assignment. But let me explain it for you. Try to guess the meaning of the underlined words by using the synonyms and antonyms strategy. Try to use the synonyms and antonyms strategy that we have just talked about. You have 5 sentences. I want you please try to guess the meaning of the underlined words. In sentence number 1, you are going to guess the meaning of ancient. In number 2, you are going to guess the meaning of stale. In number 3, you are going to guess the meaning of major. In number 4, you are going to guess the meaning of reduce. And in number 5, you are going to guess the meaning of reward. But let me tell you something. In all these sentences, especially in number 1, 2, 3, 4, you don't have antonyms and synonyms, let's say, in colors. you have to find the antonym. You have to find the synonym. After that, use the synonym or the antonym to guess the meaning of the underlined words. Okay? Dear students, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you very much.